Hello, and a very warm welcome to all aspiring architects. My name is Sanjana, and I'm delighted to represent Ignite Coaching Center today as we bring you the most up to date and essential details about NATA 2025. This session is designed to help you understand the key changes in the NATA exam, including eligibility criteria, exam dates, structure, scoring system, and important guidelines to keep in mind. Whether you're attending NATA for the first time or aiming to improve your score this year, this session will give you a clear roadmap on how to prepare and excel. So make sure to stay tuned until the very end and let's get started. Before diving into the specifics, I strongly encourage all of you to download the official NATA 2025 brochure, which is available on the official website, www.nata.in. This document contains all the necessary details about the exam, including the syllabus, important dates, rules, and regulations. If you have any doubts after this session, referring to the brochure will help clarify things. So make sure you have it downloaded and ready for reference as you start your preparation journey. Now let's take a look at the most important update, the schedule for NATA 2025. The NATA exam will commence from 1st March and will be conducted until June 2025. One of the significant changes this year is the shift in the exam days. Unlike previous years, where the exam was conducted on Saturdays and Sundays, this year it will be held on Fridays and Saturdays instead. This change is important to note as it may impact your planning and scheduling. The exam will be held in two sessions, one in the morning and one in the evening. However, Fridays will only have the evening session, whereas Saturdays will have both morning and evening slots. The evening session on Friday will take place from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. On Saturdays, the morning session will be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the evening session will again be from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Each session will be 3 hours long. It is crucial to check the NATA brochure for the detailed reporting time, as being punctual is an essential requirement for this exam. Another key update is regarding the NATA score validity. This year, the score validity has been reduced to just 1 year. Previously, NATA score were valid for 2 years, meaning students could use their scores for admissions even in the following academic year. However, from 2025 onwards, the NATA score will be valid only for the same academic year. So you must plan your attempts wisely. Now let's clarify what is meant by the term valid score. Candidates are allowed multiple attempts, and the best score among all the attempts will be considered as the final valid score. This is not a new rule for 2025. It has been the case in previous years as well. However, it is important to understand that valid score is equal to highest score achieved across all attempts. For instance, if you take the exam 3 times and your scores are 120 out of 200 in the first attempt, 130 out of 200 in the second attempt, and 160 out of 200 in the third attempt, then your valid score will be 160 out of 200, as only the highest score is taken into account. Moving on to the eligibility criteria. Let's understand who can apply for NATA 2025. To be eligible for this exam, you must have passed +2 level or an equivalent examination from a recognized board. Alternatively, if you have completed +3 diploma examination with mathematics as a compulsory subject, you are also eligible to apply. A noteworthy update this year is that filling in total marks and obtained marks for your class 10th result is no longer mandatory. Previously, students had to provide these details, but since marks for class 10th are not always easily available in grade cards, this particular section has been made optional. Now, for students with international or NRI status, the eligibility criteria remain the same as for Indian nationals. There are no separate or additional requirements, ensuring that all candidates are evaluated on the same grounds. Another important clarification regarding score considerations. If you attempted NATA in 2024 and again in 2025, your best score from both years will be taken as the final valid score. However, if you attempt NATA once in 2024 and take 2 additional attempts in 2025, then the best score out of all 3 attempts will be considered. But if you attempt NATA in 2024 and take 3 attempts in 2025, then the 2024 score will no longer be considered and only the best score from your 2025 attempts will be counted. This means if you plan to take multiple attempts, ensure that your most recent attempt is your strongest. Now let's discuss the exam pattern in detail. The NATA exam carries a total of 200 marks, and to qualify, a minimum score of 70 out of 200 is required. The exam consists of 2 parts, Part A and Part B. Part A, which is the drawing section, lasts for 90 minutes and carries a total of 80 marks. It includes 3 sections: composition and color, which is worth 25 marks, sketching and composition in black and white, also worth 25 marks, and 3D composition, which is worth 30 marks. To pass Part A, candidates must score a minimum of 20 marks. Now, for Part B, which also focuses on cognitive skills, is a computer-based adaptive test. This section also lasts for 90 minutes and carries 120 marks. It consists of 42 multiple choice questions and 8 non-multiple choice questions, making a total of 50 questions. Each question is timed at approximately 108 seconds. To pass Part B, candidates must score a minimum of 30 marks. Now let's cover the assessment areas. In Part A, candidates are tested on composition and color, sketching and composition, black and white, and 3D compositions. These sections evaluate a candidate's ability to create compositions, visualize and depict real-life scenarios, and construct creative 3D sketches. In Part B, the focus is on visual reasoning, logical derivation, general knowledge of architecture and design, language interpretation, design sensitivity and thinking, and numerical ability. These areas test a candidate's ability to understand spatial arrangements, decode patterns, analyze design elements, and apply mathematical concepts in architectural context. Before we wrap up, remember that qualifying for NATA is only the first step. If you're planning to apply through KEEM, you must first clear NATA and then register for KEEM. Keep an eye on KEEM registration dates to ensure you don't miss the opportunity. Now, that brings us to the end of the session. I wish each and every one of you the very best for your NATA 2025 preparation. Stay focused, keep practicing, and give it your best shot. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you excel in your exams.